What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. I told you, didn't I? I told you I was going to try really hard to make an effort at this YouTube stuff, and here I am back with another video. And today it is about this Mark 7 Golf Club Sport that I have by the side of me, behind me, by the side of me. Let's go with by the side of me. So anyway, this has got to be one of the biggest spec Mark 7 Golf GTI Club Sports in the UK. £50,000 worth of modifications on this car. Believe me, I've got the invoices to prove it. Luckily, I'm not the one that spent that money, but yeah, this car has had an absolute fortune spent on it by the previous owner. But yeah, as in the description, it is broken, unfortunately. Before we get into that, let me give you a bit of a rundown of the car, a bit of the history as to why I've got this car again, for those that might know the car already. So basically, sometime last year, I bought this car off Dan from Kill Wipers. Like I said, this car has had an absolute fortune spent on it, and Dan is the one that did it. Fully forged engine, big turbo, virtual clocks, uprated dash, just loads and loads of stuff has been done to this car. And Dan ran me one day and said, look, I'm looking to part ways with the car. Are you interested? We came to a deal. The car came over to Level Up Giveaways. The car was given away on Level Up Giveaways. Someone won it. Unfortunately, the car didn't do too well on the site. I'm not too sure why, but anyway, someone won the car, took the car, enjoyed the car for a short period of time actually, and then called me and asked me if I was interested in buying the car back. Now, since the car didn't do too well, I was a bit skeptical about taking the car for a second time. Obviously the car had gone by that point, and I washed my hands of it and took the loss on the chin and kept it moving. However, I then had a call from Jamie from Officially Gassed, and Jamie asked me if I had a manual car that was running around 500 brake horsepower, and it was literally the next day after I'd been offered this car. So I thought to myself, you know what, this could be a good opportunity for promotion. I could go and buy the car, take it onto OG Battle, fingers crossed it did well, and raffle the car off. Win-win. So anyway, that's what I did. I went and picked the car up. The same day, I took it to the OG Battle, had a race, won the race, put the car up for raffle once again for the second time, and someone won it. And unfortunately, the car didn't do too well again. And to add to that, the car actually broke. Now, it isn't a big issue, but it's an issue that I personally do not want to tackle myself. I probably could do it. I haven't really worked on the Mark 7 platform before, but they are easier from what I gather. Actually, I have stripped one before. I stripped a Mark 7 Golf R. So yeah, I do have a little bit of an experience with these cars, but I don't want to do the work myself. So we're going to be taking this car over to Awesome GTI, where they're going to take a look at it. And we're hopefully going to be fixing it, because this car has actually been sat in a unit for a very long time. I have to give credit to Mr. Akhtar. I always say his name, the first name wrong. I think it's Serge. I always say it wrong, so I'm going to call him Mr. Akhtar, who actually won the car. In fact, he's actually won quite a few times with Level Up Giveaways. He also won Chris Slick's Mark 8 Golf R, and he's actually won cars and prizes elsewhere on other competition sites. So this is a very lucky guy. But thank you to him, because he's been very patient with me in regards to this car, because he did win this car quite a while back now, and it has been sat in the unit. I have been trying to get it in at Awesome GTI, but those guys are busy. I've been busy, so it's just been long and to the point where, look, we're here now. We're going to take it to Awesome GTI, get it fixed, and then we're going to go from there. So let me talk to you about the issues, or the issue with the car. So when I bought the car from Dan, from Kill Wipers, I didn't actually take the car out and drive it much. We took it out, did some videos, did a few photos, and that was pretty much it. He actually delivered it to me, so the car was pretty much in the unit, and it went up the road to have a few pictures done, and that was it really. Like I said, someone won the car, took the car away, enjoyed the car, and the car came back to me. One thing I did experience while taking the car out, when I did have it in my ownership for the first time, is that the clutch pedal dropped to the floor and didn't return. This isn't something that I'm familiar with. I literally pulled it back up with my foot and proceeded to drive the car with no issues. The car went on to be won, and the winner never called me or told me of any issues that he had with the same problem. So yeah, it was never a problem again as far as I was aware. Now, on the day that I took it to the OG battle, I experienced this issue again. Literally on the first race, going down the strip, the clutch pedal dropped to the floor and did not return, leaving me stuck in either first or second gear. I can't remember. Maybe I'll cut to a clip of that scene. Anyway, again, I just pulled the clutch back up with my other foot, proceeded to carry on with the races, which I actually won. The first races that I've actually won on the OG battle, despite being on there like 5 times now. So yeah, drove the car home, or did I? No, that was a lie. I drove the car to my hotel and traded it back and raffled it off again. So long story short, while the car was sat here, I noticed for the first time ever, fluid leaking from underneath the car. I jacked it up, had a look, and I could see it was fluid leaking from the gearbox. Now, I'm no mechanic. I am hands-on with cars. I do know how to take an engine out. I do know how to take a gearbox out and all that good stuff. But I couldn't for the life of me think of what this reason was. So after asking a few people and actually speaking to Dan, he told me that the slave cylinder had actually been replaced previously due to failing. So we come to the conclusion that it was that. Now, I haven't actually looked at it. It does make sense. It has been changed before. It is an uprated one. It is different. It is an OEM, and the car is running a lot of power and a lot of torque. So it does make sense that maybe it is that part. But we're going to be finding that out in this video. So situation at the moment is the car, all the fluid has gone from the clutch. The clutch pedal is on the floor currently. I'm unable to move this car or drive this car around. I can push it obviously physically, but I can't drive it. So what I'm going to do is, it's currently 9 o'clock at night. I've got to be at Awesome at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow. And I'm planning on driving the car there. So what I've got to do now tonight is bleed this clutch, leave it overnight. Fingers crossed it's okay in the morning, and then I'm going to take the car over to Awesome DTI, drive the car over to Awesome DTI, and then we're going to take a look and hopefully fix it. They've ordered the parts for me, so they've got the parts ready. They've even got a clutch, just in case the clutch has been damaged during the process of the clutch slave cylinder leaking or fluid getting on it. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna go and bleed this clutch up now. It will leak, so I've put like a bit of a tray underneath the car so it doesn't go on my nice new floor. But yeah, I've got to remove all this stuff. So I'm not too sure what you can see because the light's not great in here and I haven't got my torch, but literally you can see where the clutch line goes down into there, and it has a bleed nipple on it. So what I'm gonna do is put a pressure bleeder on the brake reservoir / clutch reservoir, pump the brake fluid through and bleed it off, and fingers crossed we do get a pedal again. So all I need to do is remove this. Not too sure how it removes. I can see a couple of bolts here, and so I'm going to take this filter off, and then I'm assuming there's going to be some screws somewhere and I can remove this whole thing. So let's get stuck into that and get the show on the road. Right, so let's crack on. Like I said, not too much to remove, luckily enough. I'm just going to take this filter off, and then that should give me access to the bleed nipple for the clutch. So that just pops off like that. What else is down here? Oh, so it literally just pops out. Okay, so we'll undo this. This is a nice bit of kit actually, APR. This literally looks like it just pops into where the OEM one would fit. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. I need to remember that that VAT line needs to go back on to here, so good job I'm documenting this actually. So that is a real nice bit of kit, that is. Shout out to APR. Right, so that's the filter off, and now you can see a little bit better. So this is pretty much exactly like how they are on the Mark IV Golf R32. Well, sorry, the Mark IV Golf platform as a whole. Literally, you've got your clutch line there. That leads to the gearbox, which is going to the slave cylinder. I hope I'm calling it the right thing. I think that's what it's called. And then on top there, you've got, let's take this cap off. You have got a bleed nipple, which is actually leaking fluid. Imagine if it was just because that was loose. No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. So what I'm going to do is I've got this trusty bleeding kit that I've had for quite a few years. All you do is you literally pull it onto the brake reservoir, which is also linked to the clutch. So what you'll have is you'll have that'll go to the cylinder there, that'll go to all the brake lines, and then somewhere here you'll have a line, and that will come off, go all the way around, and then go to the gearbox. So I'm just going to put some fluid in there using that piece of equipment, let's call it, and then bleed the clutch up, and then hopefully we'll get a clutch pedal. Right, so here we go. Here's a little bit of a setup. So we've got the swan neck spanner on there so I can undo the bleed nipple. I've got a silicone pipe going up to an empty container so all the fluid can come out of there. And then we've got the pressure bleeder on the brake reservoir, pressured up to around 15 psi, which will be enough to push the fluid out through that bleed nipple. So I'm going to crack on with that, get all the air out of it, get some fluid in there, and fingers crossed it works. And there we go. I think I might have just fixed something. Anyway, well, not completely, but I've bled the clutch so that I can take it to be fixed by somebody else. Let's go and test it anyway. I'm not going to be able to take it outside and test it, so I'm literally going to start the engine and just see if it moves forward and backwards. So like I was saying, really nice car this is. Virtual dash in it, that's been added in there. You don't get a virtual dash in the pre-facelift. Bigger screen has been added as well. And this Tiguan touch sensitive climate control, and then of course we've got the controller for the air ride and manual. I know a lot of people prefer manual. I think it's pretty much 50-50. Some prefer manual, some prefer DSG. I prefer DSG because I'm a lazy driver. Anyway, let's start this car up and see what happens. Right, so clutch is coming back. It's a good start. A few presses there, it's coming back, good. Put it into gear. Tell you what, let's reverse a bit first actually. Look at that reverse camera as well. Nice picture of the R33 GTR there. Yeah, so yeah, we're moving, we're good. We're good to go. We are good, we are moving. Perfect, right, so hopefully that holds the fluid. Turn this off. Yeah, so hopefully that holds the fluid until tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it will. I mean, this issue has come on, it came on pretty much all of a sudden. The car was sat around for ages and it lost all its fluid. It's not going to be sat around for ages now. It's going to be sat around till tomorrow, where we take it to Awesome DTI and get this fixed for good. Next clip. So it's now the next day and we are about to set off to Awesome DTI. Last night I did put this tray underneath the car just to capture any brake fluid that was leaking from the gearbox. Now I don't know if that is leaking from the gearbox or just fluid that I actually dropped when I was bleeding it, but who knows. Hopefully we've got enough fluid in there to get me over to Awesome DTI. Right, so we made it down to Awesome DTI in one piece. The car drove absolutely fine. I will say, driving a manual car these days in traffic is horrendous. I am so used to driving a DSG that, yeah. But anyway, we're down at Awesome DTI. They've got the car on the ramp already, started stripping it down. Once we got here, the battery must be gone and it didn't start, so we need to get a new battery for it as well. We're going to stick it on charge and hopefully it gets a bit of charge in it, but I think it's just been dead for so long and me jumping it here and there has probably just finished the battery off. But anyway, we're going to crack on, going to have a look at the car, see what's going on, and we'll go from there. So as mentioned, John has been on with taking all the bits and bobs off already. That intake that I keep banging on about is, I love that. I think it's because you don't have to bolt it in. All carbon and whatnot. So do you guys, will you drop the subframe?
Yeah.
Yeah, you drop the subframe, of course, yeah. So as mentioned, it has got a custom exhaust on it. I'm not overly keen on the tips, if I'm being completely honest. They are way too big. They're literally the same size as my hand. I'd personally change those for smaller ones, but maybe the new owner might like those. Got the Motec wheels on there. It did have Oz, I think it was Superleggera's or something like that on there before, but I decided to change them for these. I think these are much better. It's running on Proxy Sport wheels, tyres even, Toyo tyres, Toyo Proxy Sports. Pan roof as well, dusty pan roof at that. Could do with a brake upgrade as well, 500 brake horsepower on stop brakes. It does stop well, I'm not going to lie, but not ideal really. So while the car's in the air, I thought I'd just show you the exhaust that's on there. Custom built by Lasting Fab, who's actually done quite a lot of work for me on my twin turbo and a few other cars in the past. Really good welder, to be completely honest with you. And yeah, like I said, tips aside, they do bug me, but it actually looks like he's built it so you can actually change the tips. So if you wanted to change those, you can. I think they're just way too big for a GTI. But like I said, each their own. So I think it looks like a 3-inch all the way back. It is on a valved system as well, so you can see there's a button inside the car, a remote in the car actually, where you can open it and close it. So yeah, I think it's a 3-inch all the way to the turbo. As you can see here, it's all done with C-clamps as well. Resonator in there. So you could actually change this section if you really wanted to, which you don't need to because it's stupidly loud already. You could take this section out here and change it for a non-resonated version. So yeah, I need to say while I'm here actually, these guys are working super fast. I was just saying as well, I need to get myself a 2-poster. I've only got a 4-poster at the work at the minute. I do need to get a 2-poster though. So the guys at Awesome have actually given me permission to walk around the facilities and show you what goes on at Awesome. It's kind of strange being here because for those that don't know, years and years ago, I actually started breaking cars. That's how I got to where I am today, by dismantling cars, mainly Mark IV Golfs, VAG platform cars, but yeah, mainly Mark IV Golfs. And every time, I would say 8 times out of 10, when I would buy a car to break or to do whatever with, there would be invoices in there from Awesome GTI for forged blow-off valves, intercoolers, brake kits, suspension. There would always be an invoice in there from Awesome GTI, and that just proves how good they are, I guess, because everyone would come here. And it's still today the place to come for your upgrades and stuff like that. This facility is absolutely insane. I've been here before, been here a few times actually, luckily enough, but this is the first time that I'm actually having one of my own cars worked on. So for example, this room that we're in now looks like a nice cozy office. This is actually a waiting room where you can sit and watch your car be mapped. So in there's like a absolutely insane dyno, which I'll go and show you in a second. But there's like a button that you press and it'll switch this glass to be transparent and you can see your car on the dyno. So I know a lot of people like to be in the dyno room, but obviously for insurance reasons, when a car's being mapped and stuff, obviously these guys don't want people in there, but you can come in here, sit down, have a drink, and watch your car be tuned, which I think is absolutely insane. But yeah, let's have a little walk around anyway. I'm going to try not to get in everyone's way. They are quite busy down here today, and like I said, they're working on my car as well, so I don't want to interrupt them too much. I am late as well, so I don't like being late. They don't like people being late, so I want to be cautious when walking around. I don't want to bother anyone. So let's go have a look around anyway. Like I said, this is the waiting room where you can sit and watch your car get dynoed, mapped, tuned, whatever you want to call it. So in here, this is the dyno I was talking about, and from what I can see, it's a 4-wheel dyno as well. And I'm sure you can switch it to 2, front, rear wheel, 4-wheel, whatever you want to call it. Nice lighting in there. Like I said, if you press a button, that window there will go transparent and you'll be able to see your car on the dyno. I don't know if they're going to be mapping this car, what they're going to be doing, but I might ask if we can film a little bit of it. But yeah, really nice, clean, safe environment. Obviously got the nice Awesome logo on there. nice lighting. It's clean as well. Last thing you want is oil everywhere or bits of car everywhere. So it's kept really nice and tidy. In fact, the whole workshop is kept really nice and clean, which is more than I can say for my own unit, because my unit, as you will have seen, is an absolute tip. Looks like everyone's got their own toolbox as well, that's built in, which is really good, in the awesome colours as well, red and black, which is really nice. We'll have a little walk upstairs in a sec and have a look around. Like I say, they're cracking on with the GTI rapidly. I can't believe how quick they're working on it. Got all that stripped down, they've got the subframe dropped, and they're going to be dropping the gearbox very shortly, and then we'll have a look and see what's actually wrong with it. So I'm not actually sure what this room is. I'm assuming it's something to do with the, I don't know if you can go in here. So we'll try. Yeah, oh, you can, look. So I'm assuming this is something to do with the dyno, to get rid of all the exhaust fumes and stuff like that. Very high end. It looks like something else, which I'm not going to say on YouTube, but I'm sure some of you know what I'm on about. Walking over to here, they've got their own gym. Can you believe it? They have a gym at work. And I'm not saying this just because I'm here, but this is literally, if you're a mechanic, this would be the perfect place to work. I'm not a mechanic, so it benefits me in no way, shape or form to be saying this, but the work atmosphere and the environment here is absolutely awesome. See what I did there? But no, it's really good. I'd just be in here. Have a bit of food on your lunch, come do your weights, bike, treadmill, step machine, free weights. You know what? This is pretty much unit goals. I think Mark Ash, who owns Awesome GTI, had a vision and he's literally made it come true. And I think that's a lot of people's goals, mine included. Even being at the unit that I'm at now, that is a massive achievement for me. I've got 4,000 square foot of space, all covered in car parts at the moment, but it's a massive achievement. And if I can get anywhere, like 10% of where this place is, I will be a very, very happy man. But yeah, really cool, really, really cool. Shout out to Mark, shout out to Awesome GTI. So this is probably where I should have started really, at the reception, but anyway, we're doing it backwards. Let's have a look in the car park, because Awesome have got their own cars as well. One of them being my dream car, RS6. I've been trying to get an RS6 for a little while now, but I just couldn't justify it. However, the prices on these are dropping dramatically, so might get one very, very soon. Love the number plates as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Got the R-Line as well. So we've got an RS6, we've got a new RS3, is it 8Y I want to say? Not too clued up on these, I do love them. We've had one on the on Level Up giveaways actually. We actually raffled off Evil GT's green RS3. I'm assuming that's a customer's car, but that is looking mean. I'm going to film it because there's no number plate on it, so, but yeah, look at that. That is absolutely, you know what, that looks, nah, it's not better than the RS6. I've got to think about practical things now, like this hasn't really got a boot. I need to put a dog and a pram in there. I can't do that. But I can do that in the RS6. And the front of them is actually the same, isn't it? It's just a rear. But yeah, I do love the RS7 to be fair. This one has been finished in some sort of matte black, which I really, really like. I have got a plan on wrapping one of my cars in matte black actually. I know it is a bit of a Marmite colour, I know it's been done to death, but I think on the right car, for example this car, it looks amazing. So yeah, that's it for the car park anyway. Miltech, I think there's a Miltech representative who's just come in and look at the number plate. That is clever, that is. So yeah, let's go through to reception. You know, I'm gonna have a look at this RS6 one more time. I just love these. Audi got it perfect with these. Absolutely perfect. Looks, performance and space. You don't really need any other car. I know it hasn't got their miles per gallon, but who buys an RS6 for miles per gallon? Look how wide it is. Such an intimidating car. But yeah, definitely on the list. Definitely on the wish list. Hopefully later on this year I'll be able to get my hands on one of these. But yeah, like I said, the price of these have come down now because they've done a performance one, and they've also just brought that GT thing out as well. So yeah. So as you go through the entrance at Awesome, you're greeted by a nice floor for a start, and a Beetle RS track car. Genuine one as well, one of 60. Look at this. Everyone's trying to build race cars these days, but this is an actual race car. Look at that ignition, start, all on the side. Standalone ECU. It's got the air jacks as well. This is actually a proper race car built to do actual track time. Left-hand drive as well, which I missed earlier. I was trying to make a smart comment about there not being a seat in there. I didn't realise it was left-hand drive. Again, bit out the RS6, such a presence with the wide kit on there. And to say that this is a car that's been made from factory as well, this wide, is absolutely insane. Dream car for me, the road going version though, but they're fetching about £60,000 at the moment. No idea what this would be worth, probably more maybe, with it being a track car, who knows. But yeah, insane. So yeah, this is reception. Again, really nice place to be. Sit and wait for your car to be fixed. Watch a bit of Awesome's YouTube. There's Mark, owner, I was just talking about earlier. And yeah. Oh, we've got to check this TV out they've just got as well. Look at the size of this. Insane. Anyway, let's go and check on the Club Sport. Also, while we're back out here actually, Performance M and VBT are next door. So you've got Awesome DTI, and then you've got Performance M. Some of you might know Performance M, well, a lot of you probably know about Performance M, but we actually had their M4 on recently, their demo car that was won by Charlie. Put a picture up right now. So yeah, you got your BMW specialist here, and then you got your VAG specialist here. So yeah. Right, so the car's in the air, subframe, well, it's not been dropped, but it's been loosened. So this is the issue that I've been having. So like I said, fluid has been leaking through the box here, and this is what's been dripping all over my unit. You can see, I don't know if that's, yeah, actually that is as well. It's probably from where I bled it earlier on, well, last night even. But yeah, you can see fluid's been dripping down. Not a massive amount, but over time, obviously, that's going to all come out, and then it's going to stop you from being able to depress the clutch. Right, so we're literally about to, well, I'm not, Charlie's about to drop the gearbox, and we can take a look inside and see what's actually going on. Look at that. Literally got that off in about an hour. And there we go, it's out. So, I'm not overly clued up on this stuff, but I believe there's, is it called a slave cylinder?
Yeah,
that's there.
that one, yep.
And that's what we think might be leaking?
Yep.
Right, okay. And that is actually uprated as well, isn't it? Now we have ordered a clutch just in case, but I am hoping, for cost purposes, that this clutch is actually all right. It drove spot on. John's drove it as well, and it did seem to be right. It wasn't slipping or anything, but I'm not a professional. These guys are professionals, and they're going to let me know right now.
Flywheel seems all right.
So how do you know a bad flywheel? Just out of interest, because I don't know. Like, what would it do?
Your distance. So there is a proper measurement of like how many. So you would mark it there and mark it on that tooth.
Yeah.
And then you would turn it and then turn it, and if it was excessive each way,
Right.
there's like a 30mm measurement, and
Yeah.
you would be like, well, that's knackered. Or if the plate is literally like rattling off, but that's normally what you hear when it's rattling, and then
Yeah.
you put your foot on the clutch, which will clamp everything up, and it quiets it all down.
Okay.
Like shattering, but no, it seems good.
Yeah, because I don't think it's that old, to be fair. I don't think. No. I think Dan had it done, and then he'd driven it for about 1,000 miles, and he drives like a lady anyway. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so seems like it's all good. We just need to. I keep saying we, like I'm actually doing anything. I'm just here filming. But yeah, we need to look at changing that, and Let's see if we can see what actually failed on it actually. So is that what's holding 3 bolts?
Yeah, 3 bolts hold that.
So when I was bleeding the clutch last night, that is literally what it was going through to?
Yeah.
So what brand is that, do you know?
It'll be Sachs.
Oh, I thought...
They do the metal ones, the VW ones are like a plastic one.
Okay. So is that's a good make normally as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I thought it was a different brand for some reason. Maybe I'm getting confused with the clutch. But
the plate and the thing is RTS.
That's it, RTS.
This is RTS.
Yeah.
And then the flywheel Sachs.
Right, okay, I'm with you. Because they are meant to be rated for the power that this car is, I think Lisa was telling me as well, so it's strange how it's gone actually.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see any like significant fluid losses coming from it.
No.
But honestly, it's sinking to the floor, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't that, which I think that's what it can be, because that's all that the pipe's going to, really, isn't it? So, the only thing I did notice is that, you know, like where the bleed nipple is, that's on here, that part there was a bit of fluid, like around that, but I don't know if that's just from when someone else has bled it up before and just left it. But I've bled quite a few of them up before, never had an issue. So also, oh, there we go, wait. So what's good as well is that obviously they can shut the shutter door to the dyno to keep all the exhaust gases in. So obviously that room that we was in earlier upstairs is obviously for the extractor fans, which is pulling all the smoke out up through there, and obviously it's keeping everyone in the workshop safe from the fumes as well, which is really, really good. So like I said, really well thought out, man. This is proper state-of-the-art stuff. So I think he was just literally doing a few blips then, because he's putting the fans closer to the car now. So I'm guessing they're going to go for some proper pulls in a sec. But yeah, so here's the remote. Lisa's just come out and kindly show me how it works. So that actually you have to turn the lights off in the room, and then you literally press that button and it blanks out. That is so cool. Look at that. That is pretty cool. That's insane. I need one of these in my house, never mind my unit. You can't see what power it made. I'm sure the actual dyno graph shows up on this TV. Oh, it does. Oh my god. This place has just got even better. So you can actually see, I'm assuming, the power and all that. It's not showing at the moment for some reason, but that's insane. So you can literally sit down in here, watch your car be dynoed, and see the results in there. So you don't have to keep coming in and out of the room, asking the guy on the dyno what power did it make, or trying to peek round. You can literally just sit here and see it all in front of your face. That is class. So it looks, oh, there you go. I think it made 280 HP and 470 Newton meters of torque. But yeah, how cool is that? How cool is that? Right, so after further inspection, Awesome will come to the conclusion that, well, as you can see yourself, there's loads of pickup on the flywheel. So really and truly, we do actually want to be changing that. We're going to go and see if they've got one in stock. It seems just a shame to change this part, pull it all back together with the same clutch, to have to take it off in the future, or someone else have to take it off in the future, while we've got it off already. So over to the clutch, what they've said to me is that the clutch unfortunately has been contaminated with a bit of fluid that's got in there from this leaking. They said it's not leaking massively, which I didn't think it was anyway, but obviously it has leaked over time fluid has got into the clutch and contaminated the clutch. Even though there's loads of life on there, you know, it's better to be safe than sorry. And obviously, if I'm going to be giving this car away or selling it, we need to make sure it's right. So again, you know, loads of blue spots and stuff on there, and it's a shame really, because all this is relatively new. It's not even that old. It's not done that many miles, but due to this failing, you know, it has contaminated the rest of the stuff. So luckily we did order a clutch anyway, just in case, but we're not too sure if we have got a flywheel in stock. So they're going to go and check for me. Hopefully they have. Despite them saying that the clutch is okay, like movement wise, it's more to do with the face of it. So, you know, it is what it is. But while we're under here, let's have a little look at the engine. Now I thought it was actually a custom intercooler, but it isn't. You can see the downpipe there as well. Going onto the turbo, look at the size of that, that's huge. Upgraded turbo, as mentioned before. And then, yeah. Right, so flywheel is on. We've got a new one. Like I said, it just made sense doing that. Cost wise, yeah, it's more expensive, more cost going out, but it needs to be right for the new owner. So new flywheels going on. We've got a new clutch going on as well, and a new clutch plate, and of course the new slave cylinder. There we go. I'm learning, and all new bolts and all that good stuff. So I have been told I do need to bed it in for, like, what was it, about 1,000 miles. So it sounds like I'm going to be on a bit of a road trip before I hand it over or sell it or whatever I'm going to do with it. But yeah, at least it's getting sorted. It's in capable hands. That's awesome. It's not GTI anymore, is it? It's not Awesome DTI. It's just awesome, isn't it? So I keep saying Awesome DTI because that's how long I've known about these guys. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and then we'll jump back to all back together, working. Yeah. Right. See you in a bit. Right, so the Club Sport is going to be taking a little while. It's going to take a few hours to change all the stuff. So they have kindly given me the keys to one of their cars so I can pop over to Automoc Customs and see Ben from Evo GT. What car do you think they have given me? The Amarok, the RS6 that I really want, the RS3, the Golf R, or this? Yes, you guessed it, they've given me the Seat. They don't trust me with the RS6. Right, let's go. Right guys, a little bit of time has passed now, and the car's back, of course. Shout out to Awesome for letting me film down at their place, and thank you to Awesome for also fixing the car. I've been trying to get these 1,000 miles out of the way. Still a little while to go. I have spoken to the winner of the car, and we've agreed, I've agreed to buy the car back. So I'm now going to put the car back up on the website, so literally you can win this car right now for 99p. I'm also going to do a bit of a discount for anyone that watches this video. So if you use code, let's call it LEVUP25, LEVUP25, use that discount code to get yourself 25% off the tickets. As I mentioned, this car owes me an absolute fortune now. I've bought this car back twice. The competitions haven't done good both times, so it is a bit silly for me to put it back up for a third time. However, I feel like I owe it to the winner to get this resolved ASAP. Even though it is fixed, it needs breaking in. I want to make sure it's broken properly, the clutch that is. So anyway, yeah, the car's back on the site anyway. Head over to the website, Level Up giveaway for your chance to win it. If you don't want to win this car, there's loads of other prizes on the website, cash, coilovers, good stuff like that. And listen, thank you to everyone that's watched. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, because it does help. If you don't want to buy a ticket, at least hit the subscribe button. Means a lot and helps a lot as well. Yeah, until next time guys, see you later.